Taking a look at Money 101, Dr. Erika Rasure, the Chief Financial Wellness Advisor at Beyond Finance, is here with tips to keep your money safe. More than ever, people, especially millennials and Gen Zers, are taking advice from influencers online.
So the problem is that there's so much information that sometimes it's hard to separate that fact from fiction. And it really takes you from a place of being able to trust yourself away from that being centered. And it puts you in a very vulnerable spot to listen to bad advice. And we want you to avoid those costly mistakes that come with that. And so I think it's so important to bring a sense of very healthy skepticism to any financial, decisions that you're making, especially in regard to vetting those influencers, vetting those people who are calling themselves financial gurus without really understanding what the credibility is underlying them. What kind of education do they have? Do they have actual experience in personal finance, or are they just saying that they do?
Why do you think millennials and Gen Zers are ditching old school thinking about investing? What have you learned?
I think so much of that does come from these distinct generational patterns and differences around optimism and financial planning, and in particular, perceived control, helping us understand the mindset of each generation in this. And what's so interesting in this survey we conducted, 59% of Gen Zers strongly agree that they're actively working to set themselves up for success.
What are some tips to make wise money choices?
Well, I just, want, people to know that they don't have to feel alone in this process. 74% of people did report that they are managing their finances by themselves. It's not something that they have to do by themselves, but it is really a muscle that needs a little bit of training, a little bit of practice, and building that repeatable, trusted practice where you can develop that consistent routine and reinforce that self-reliance and help you reduce that stress. That's going to be paramount to your long-term financial foundation. We have a downloadable financial practice guide that can be found in the newsroom at beyondfinance.com.